Now, wait a minute, let's go back to that discussion about the hills versus the delta, because that is a critical distinction that is lost on people who don't know anything about Mississippi. They just think we're one big delta, or one big Katrina wasteland, or there's little differentiation on the part of people who don't know Mississippi between the hills and the delta, but it's a huge distinction.
It is a big distinction, and if you're looking at it from a labor force perspective, which when you're talking in the realm of transportation and developing industry, the hills country has a definitely distinct entrepreneur spirit compared to the Delta culture. A lot of that's grown through the idea of individuals already being in the hill country, moving to the hill country, but specifically the idea of having to get away from this agriculture sectors in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and making a living for individuals, whether it be in the service industry or in other type of technical industries. There's a different culture, there's a different spirit in the hill country compared to the delta country from a labor force and cultural standpoint.
Well, everything goes through cycles, but the hill country is characterized by smaller farms, more sort of hard scrabble ingenuity, because the smaller farms are harder to farm. Mm-hmm. So you tend to have owner-operators rather than large-scale agricultural operators and so on. But that was taking me somewhere. Oh, I know what it was. Do you know anything about the Balancing Agriculture with Industry initiatives of 60 years ago?
Specifically, the initiative from a federal policy standpoint, yes. I mean, the idea in the 1960s was to, push small-scale farmers, that's really all you had at that point, into a large-scale farming operation to support greater industry. You have to have a product, and that supported multinational agriculture organizations. And that's a system that's set up. That system's set up to feed America now. It's even set up to feed the world. We need that system. If we couldn't go to the groceries tomorrow and to find our food, we would all be in a bad situation. But what we're identifying is that there are markets where individuals do not specifically want to purchase that. And organic markets are increasingly getting more popular across the nation, but also just natural local produce that's being developed and from local operators and local farmers. There's a demand for that. People are wanting it. People are wanting to get back to their communities and give back to their communities. And it's very interesting when you talk about the small scale farmer, especially in the hill country. Individuals, the more I teach freshmen, sophomore, juniors, seniors, in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, people were told, I think these children were told, especially in the South, especially in Mississippi, get an education, get out, find the job opportunities. Well, now that we've passed this Great Recession, we know that the job opportunities aren't there. And a lot of those juniors and seniors that I'm finding they're trying to get on the market, they're saying, well, we want to stay in Mississippi. We want to contribute to our state. We don't have to go to Washington. We don't have to go to Atlanta. First, there's bad economic issues and can't find a job there, but they really want to stay and they want to contribute. And local food systems are opportunities for them to get back into their local communities and give back. Not only that, transportation systems have to be set up for these local food systems. All of this stuff works together, and I'm seeing more and more of a tone from individuals in their early 20s who are wanting to contribute, wanting to get back. They just need direction, and they need policy initiatives to help them with that, and entrepreneur initiatives to help them with that.
So what would you do to start creating jobs for those kids? Young adults.
Yeah, these young adults, and the thing about it, they're passionate and they're clever, is give them the tools that they need. And when we talk about policy tools, if we're looking even from a local municipality, we need to be first welcoming these individuals. We need to give them tools of the community advertising for local consumption if they're trying to give back. Give back to consume by your local producers, whether it's farmers, whether it's servicemen, whether it's furniture people, whatever it is, buy local is very important. That's just one small initiative that a community could take the first step on. Second, provide some type of policy, some tax incentives for them. Right now, we're in an an environment where the government, every government is scratching and clawing to get some type of tax revenue. Well, these individuals who are just starting up small-scale operations, give them some type of benefit, give them some type of credit that will benefit them. We don't need to just give all our eggs to our major large producers. I mean, our major larger industries. We need to really help out the individuals and these micro entrepreneurs who are coming in and to benefit them and jumpstart them. Give them zero interest loans. That's an incentive that really can help them out. So that you have to find the resources and develop the tools that can benefit these individuals. And those are just some small steps that I think would really take some of the risk off of them. Help them maybe with some type of health insurance programs that can be developed that's small, where premiums are low. A lot of people don't want to step outside on their own because they're worried about taking care of their family, they're worried about feeding their family, and that consists of small survival things: income, health insurance. These can be offset by communities using collective resources to do it.
So let's come back to you.
Okay.